The opportunity to collaborate with IMAX and Stage Access was kind of a dream, something that I would have wished for all throughout my career. It's an opportunity to kind of blend the type of programming that people love so much right now, which gives the spirit, the color, the flavors of a place, and blends it with the culture, because I am a cultural tourist. Everywhere I go, I want to see the theater, the museums, sample the food, of course, but I really especially love to see what people have created through history. And this is an opportunity to do that and bring it to the public. And of course, the focus is on opera, which is my love, my life, how I've spent my many years on stages, but singing repertoire that is so virtuosic and reminding people that we still don't use microphones. We're unamplified. It's a very special art form. Venice is extraordinary. So I've been here one other time as a tourist, and something about this time, and maybe it's the time of year, the lighting, the fact that you wake up in the morning, if you're lucky and you're staying in a hotel that has a water view, and you are looking down at water, and it's a bit shocking at first. You think, this must be wrong. We flooded, something, and then you remember where you are. But the fact that the city was built the way it was and has lasted these many hundreds of years, and it's really still looking exactly as it did when Canaletto painted it, is an incredible gift and unique. There's nothing like it in the world. I sang at the Paris Opera for a solid decade plus and had a home there, and I just fell in love with it. Again, the culture of Paris, walking the streets, and the architecture, the light. The fact that I used to say that as I came in from the airport, my mood would lift, because I knew I was going to be encased in all of these buildings that were pretty much white, and just so much light in that city. And again, the culture, so many museums, and it is the opera capital of the world. To have 5 or 6 different theaters that can present opera every night and be sold out, there's no other city that has that. La Fenice, first of all, I think I saw it once as a visitor, but I've never sung here, and it's incredibly beautiful. And it's a jewel because it's not big. You can feel that you can sing intimately, which is a gift, because I love to use the whole spectrum of my voice. I want the dynamic spectrum, not just feel like I'm compelled to sing as loud as I can for the whole evening. And that kind of variety is exciting. The orchestra also plays with perfect style. They live and breathe this music. It's in their DNA, it's in their history. IMAX is the perfect format because it's big, and there's nothing bigger than opera. Opera is called grand opera for a reason. It's already larger than life. You're incorporating every art form into one art form. It's all there. So what better way to see it than on the largest screen possible if you can't see it live, or in addition to seeing it live? We've worked very hard on the repertoire, on thinking about the concept of it, kind of putting together the idea and the notion that, there's been programming that's cultural programming that people really love, whether it's Chef's Table or Anthony Bourdain. These types of things that allow people to travel without traveling, I think are very attractive. And it's never going to be seen as it will be seen here. I mean, I can't say I've ever been filmed by drones. The fact that we can be outside, that we can see these images from so many different directions, it will be absolutely unique. What we've done is try to focus on the repertoire that belongs in each place. So obviously Paris was French opera, and I know a lot about French opera. I've sung quite a bit. I think the stories are extraordinary. There's so much more that we could tell than we can do in 90 minutes. And here in Venice, of course, so many of the greatest opera composers in history started here, premiered their works here. Verdi, Rossini, so many others. And to be able to tell these stories, and for me, standing on the stage where they were premiered is especially moving. I used to just kiss the stage. There's something about wanting to be connected to the lineage of what came before that makes classical music so special. Given the amount of pressure that we're under now, and how fast technology is moving, how fast our lives are, and how much work we're really compelled to achieve in one day, to be able to sit in a theater or to sit in an IMAX theater and just allow something very beautiful to wash over you, to be reminded of of the history, the beautiful history, the cultural and artistic history that has really made us who we are, you know, and starting with, I mean, I think back to Shakespeare, and before that, the first operas. And it just, first of all, I learned two things. One, we don't change that much. We don't, the evolution does not move very quickly when it comes to human beings. So that explains a lot. But secondly, we've also created a lot of beauty, and that's valuable for us right now.